Right, hello. We are back, and if you cannot tell by the tone of my voice, I am. Oh, it's been a long day. It's been a long week. Been a long life, really. But you don't need me to have an existential crisis. Live on commentary, we're back for part two of this Format C, round four, the Racing Club, season one, division one, Abu Dhabi. All of the subtitles there. If you didn't need reminding, I'm Kilbu295 here to take you through the action. We saw a very gripping sprint race, which I completely missed the end of, which Campbell and Wout are coming out on top. So we're just waiting for everyone to get in, custom grid to be set, and then we'll be back underway. I'll take you through the standings. If given the interlude, obviously these are pre-sprint race standings. So another reason I sound laboured is because I did all of this gumph, and then I realised I hadn't actually started the stream, so I'm having to say everything again, and I can't muster the enthusiasm to say it with the same level of vigour. I mean, I love the sound of my own voice. It's like rainbows coming out my mouth when I speak, but, well, believe you me, it's just I haven't said the same thing twice. Like, it was so perfect the first time, I couldn't possibly replicate that again. Wouter leads the championship with 60 points. Rocco with 48. Nuth with 45. Jacob 43. Verstappen 35. Neo 32. Pease 30. The Car Mentalist 28. Bree 24. Still running under the name Excel Bree, I believe, as is Neo, despite the folding of Excel. Nathan Gruer 63 has 18. RJ on 15. Kuhn 30. Packer 12. Gary 11. Shambles from Gary. Ben 11. Fleddy 9. Brendan 9. Mattis 6/5. Campbell 3. Dan yet to score. The only other people yet to score are our reserves. So Dan, the only full-time driver yet to score a point, and embarrassing from the league founder there. Can we get the stream back in the Racing Club chat? Yes, we can. We can indeed. There we go. We've got a link, and one person is watching. Thank you, that one person, for being on it. Or is that one person me? That one person might actually be me when I clicked on the link. Doesn't matter. There's still someone watching it. Right. I would take a break for a drink, but to be honest with you, I feel like I just need to power through. You know, we've got 29 laps to come. It's been 35 degrees today. I've had one can of Monster Ultra and a cool lime from Starbucks. So what's the big one called? Grande. One of those, and that is all I've drank today. My mother would be appalled. Thankfully, she doesn't listen to my commentary. Oh, we can have a COCOM. Let's get Nathan in. Let's get Nathan Gruer 63 in this party. There is no party like a Nathan party. I say Nathan Gruer 63. He's actually QVR Nathan now. So let's get this man in. Let's get ourselves a COCOM. Or is he even QVR Nathan? No, he's Nathan Gruer 63. Apologies for you having to listen to the rambling of my thought processes. Right. I've got too many friends. I'm having to scroll very far down to find Nathan Gruer because I'm so popular. You need. Oh, I do not need to listen to myself there, Nathan, mate. We've got a co-com, ladies and gentle beans, days and thems. Here we are. It's the race, and we've got a man who is. Wait, where is he in the championship? I just went through it. Very, very low down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Man who is 10th in the championship. We have a top 10 driver here, ladies and gentle beans, these and thems, for this race. So that's very exciting. Nathan, how are you? Yes, I'm absolutely buzzed off my tits. Sleep deprived, water deprived, everything deprived. This is the energy I bring to TRC comms. Jeddah, it was waffles and Nando's. Yes. Now here we are for a commentary on man-made climate change, and just me telling you how crackpot I am. Right, let's have a look at the tyres. Most exciting part of the stream. We've got Hard Zone top 2. Then we've got Neo, Dan, Carl Mentis, Gary, Ben on medium, Jacob, Pease, Rocco, hard, Miami, medium, Fleddy, hard, Matter, medium, and then from Bree down, it's hards all the way down. Bree, Justas, Packer, Verstappen, Kuhn, and Forza Brendan going deep into this race on the hard tyres. Nathan, mate, what do you make of that grid? Yes, the no practice tax in full force here. I'll be honest, I've got no idea when the pit lap is. I'm not going to try and pretend I know, like my esteemed League of Europe co-commentator. Yes, let's go with what you said. Whatever lap you said, that's the pit lap. Top 2 though on hards, everyone behind them on mediums or in their immediate vicinity. This could be a spicy little battle for Campbell and Wouter to try and cling on to that top 2 spot. Give us a top 3, Nathan. I know you put one in chat, but give us another one. Just say, apparently you can't be heard on stream, so is your voice shared? In the meantime, let's take you through this start of this race. We've got Campbell on the left, Wouter on your right. We've got 5 lights on ahead of our drives, and for the second time today we're underway, and it looked like Campbell got a marginally better start than Wouter this time. Once again I've been mugged off by the camera angle. Wouter leads into turn 1. Neo's going to try to go around the outside of the pair of them. That is fabulous from the old German, but he's side by side with Wouter into turn 2. Are those mediums going to come good? Not just enough. We've got front wing fly with 3 wide through turn 4. Someone has died in the background. I think that's Fleddy, as Neo's not managed to make the overtake. Carl Mentis looking around the outside of Campbell as well. We've got a huge split in the field, and Dan's been spun round at turn 5. We've got yellow flags and front wings flying galore. Now here's Neo, dragged by Wouter towards turn 6. As Neo got the purchase on the braking zone there, Wouter goes a little bit deep. Neo's going to try to cut back underneath him. Could he play the Ferrari like a piano here? He tucks into the slipstream, and it's going to be a drag race towards turn 9. Campbell still in 3rd place, holding off Carl Mentis and Pease. Gary's lost a couple of places in there as well. I don't know who's got damaged, but Nathan, can you be heard?
Yeah, I can now. Yeah, crazy start. I saw Dan, he started P4, had an awful start, and then just to cap it off, Miami, who has just gone past Verstappen as a yellow flag, and it's Kuhn. But yeah, Dan having a shocking start, but as Dan is a big race merchant, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Obviously on the mediums, so could maybe just pit quite early. But yeah, Neo obviously challenging Walter, as I think Eustace probably for a front wing change, obviously on the hard, so not ideal for him. But yeah, good start for Neo. Obviously a little bit of a poor start for Lewis, or Campbell. But yeah, Walter doing all that he needs to.
Yeah, Walter's held off well, considering he's on the hard tyre. Neo will be wanting to make that strategy work. He'll want to get past the car as quickly as he can, but Walter doesn't look under too much pressure. Neo not particularly close, although Campbell is under some pressure. You mentioned he lost a place. He could be losing a second one here, because here comes Car Mentalist in towards the braking zone of turn 6. Car Mentalist should be able to outbrake the Mercedes. Instead tags his left rear wheel. Campbell won't be too happy about that. He has to take a scrappy line over 7. They come through the never-ending kink of 8 towards turn 9. Car Mentalist running some lower wings there. Some ERS come into effect as well, and the AlphaTauri is up into P3. That was nice from Car Mentalist, although had to take a bite out of his rival to do it there.
Yeah, obviously the ex-Ariel driver getting past the older QVR member. But yeah, Comment says up to P3. Can maybe hunt down Neo and Walter. Also used
oh, sorry, we got contact there between Rocco and Gary outside of turn 14. I don't know what happened there, but I'm just going to assume it's Rocco and Gary. They've mugged each other off, and Miami is spun round trying to overtake Ben JS in a flat-out turn 15. You don't want to be doing that. We've got a yellow flag, but there's no full caution. Verstappen is into the pits. Sorry, Nathan, as you were.
Yeah. Well, we said who's going to bottle the least. Well, at least the top 6 haven't, but I mean, Rocco, I think J. Cole should start to get all over the back of him with the RS now, but yeah, we'll be interested to see what the likes of Verstappen and, well, both Alpines, obviously Eustace filling in for me tonight, and yeah, it's going really well for Alpine, so that's beautiful to see, as Neo and Commensus obviously closing up as well, so I think they'll be slightly quicker on those tyres until maybe lap 7 or 8, and then that's when the hards will start to gradually become the quicker tyre. But yeah, nobody close enough to go for moves at the moment, but yeah, very hectic first 3 laps.
It was very hectic, and then it's almost settled down as quickly as it got going, because we have got a bit of a spread going. Walter's got the pace to fend off Neo and Car Mentalist for the moment. We've got a yellow flag, someone's died. That is Brendan, who, I'll be honest, I'm not too surprised to see Brendan dropping it all by his lonesome. He's done it a few times across various leagues this season. He's recovered, he's still in the pack, but he's down in 15th place. J. Cole, meanwhile, having a look at the back of Rocco here. Both on hard tyres. Rocco getting a little out of shape through the final turn 16. Fastest laps coming in. There's one for Campbell, 27.7. So the hards are working well. They don't quite have the same discrepancy between them as we saw in League of Europe yesterday at Kota. But there's a penalty, Nathan Greer, for Ariel Walter.
Yeah, very almost uncharacteristic from Walter. We see obviously in other events or leagues that Walter normally isn't the one picking up penalties. But yeah, very early. Obviously with another 25 laps to go, so Hugh, I guess on the second stint, just try to break away and try to use what looks like, apart from Campbell, his pace advantage. We have Jacom, Hacker side by side, and Rocco will be looking for a piece of the action. Ben down the inside like Gary smartly getting out of it as Ben goes up to P10, but Rocco all over the back of Packer, although Packer seems to have absolutely no wings on that car, and I don't know what, either Rocco's running a very high downforce or Packer's running no wings, because Packer was gaining like crazy though.
Yeah, Rocco lost 2 places to J. Cole and Packer in the space of a straight. You say Packer running some terroristic wings. He nearly nabbed 2 places, but then didn't quite fancy getting into a dogfight with J. Cole into turn 6, although Packer, penalty for Gary there. Packer following nicely through J. Cole through this twisty sector 3. If he can hang on there with some low wings, I should imagine he'll be getting past J. Cole in no short order in towards turn 6 next lap. Gary and the Matter trading places. That's because Gary is into the pit lane, and Gary's been quite slow this person. I wonder if Gary's bailing early and has some damage. And yes, there is a front wing to be had for the Alpha Tauri driver, who's going to plummet down into the company of the lower echelons with Justas and Verstappen, your boys, representing the Alpine drivers. I think Gary might even end up behind both of them there. Fast lap for Justas, no real consolation given he's down in 18th place. Battle for the lead. Is Neo in any position to challenge Wouter? Not really. And I know the hards aren't as bad as they were like we saw at Kota yesterday, but the mediums are making no indent on Wouter. All they're doing, Neo's staying with Wouter, but that's only by virtue of DRS. He's not really in any position to close. I'm a little confused here that Neo's not really anywhere on the pace of the Ferrari, given the tyre advantage he would have had for the first 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we saw from the sprint, obviously, Walter and Campbell almost, bar the bottles, I think both of them just had the pace over the rest of the field. So, obviously, I mean, we see on track to track which tyre is kind of the preferred race tyre from the teams, and it seems that certainly here that off the start the hards haven't been too bad compared to the mediums in terms of the delta, but it'll be interesting to see when the fuel goes down and the track rubbers in there. If the mediums, when the likes of Walter, Campbell and Pease put on the mediums, if they can make a true indent into Commentus and Neo. But yeah, we're also interested to see what the pace of Neo and Commentus is like when they put on the hards, compared to when Walter and Campbell are still out on track on their older hards.
It will be very interesting, and we've got Packer there passing J. Cole, which I think was one of the most expected overtakes of all time, but we'll see if Packer can hold on into turn 9, because J. Cole following through quite closely. This group's become very detached from our leading quintet, who have run away with us somewhat. 3.7 seconds is the gap over Packer. Is J. Cole close enough for a move? No, he's not. It's a very short braking zone into turn 9. You're down 4 gears. It's a high-speed corner. Difficult to make any kind of send. Fleddy passes Dan, though, before the braking zone. Must have got a very good exit out of turn 7 and through 8, but he's used up all of his ERS in the process. But yeah, I wonder if the hards are this good in the first stint, and this is wild speculation. Oh no, look at that, Campbell's wrong. Campbell's gone, and he's taken Pease with him. Pease has lost his front wing. Pease is going to come into the pits, and Campbell gets a 5-second penalty, which he will have to serve as well. We've got a full safety car, which you just saw there pull away, and Pease is going to get to make that stop under the safety car, thankfully for him, but he's going to go from the hards to the mediums. I'm not sure what on earth happened there. I think Campbell just dropped it by himself, and then ended up being collected by Pease, which is what caused him to lose his front wing. I don't think they contacted each other directly, and that's going to not help, I'd say, the Wouter and anyone else who started on the hards.
This is absolute. I've just seen, because Komas is just amazing, that Ben, because of the pit glitch, has come out ahead of Pease. So I think, because all the hard runners will have to make, because the mediums definitely cannot go to the end, I think Ben might be a potential P3 on track. But yeah, the matter interestingly on softs, I'm wondering if maybe some will pit back off the softs onto another, onto obviously the same set of hards, but it depends on how bad their tyre wear will be. But yeah, Ben, I think theoretically is in P3 now. I think the likes of Commentus and Neil will pit now, but we should see what Walter and the rest of the hards from 4th to 11th do. But yeah, I think if the tyre wear is not too bad, they might be better off, say, going onto softs and then double something under the safety car. But yeah,
well, they are all coming in, at least the medium runners. Neo and the car mentalist is in. Packer assumes P2. J. Cole takes P3. Rocco for Campbell ended up not pitting despite the spin, although he is on the hard tyres, so makes sense. Bree in 6th. 2 Mercedes have gained, Bree's gained big from where he was in the sprint. It should be said he was down in P19 for the bulk of that race. But where are they going to come out in relation to Ben JS? Ben JS is coming across the line now towards the apex of turn 1. He's going to be behind Car Mentalist, but he's ahead of Brendan. So I have to say that roughly lines up, because obviously Campbell and Pease would have been slowed down a lot in that collision. So even though Ben jumped him, there would have been a gap formed there between Pease and Carl Mentelis. Carl Mentelis is having an absolutely cracking race after what was a poor one-shot. Recovered very well in the sprint. And then now in the race itself has been gifted a golden strategy opportunity by this safety car. I think our net podium right now is looking like it could be Neo, then Car Mentalist, then Ben JS if we don't see another safety car, because those hard starters are a little bit screwed if there isn't one.
Yeah, definitely. I think those three, and then you've got obviously the likes of Gary, Miami, and Justas. Also, well, we've just seen Justas go back onto the hard. Interestingly, Dan pitted off his fresh hards onto a set of softs, so I'm not too sure what he's going to be doing. But yeah, everyone from P1 to P8 still has to make a stop in the show. So, I mean, we've seen that Walter's got pace, but I don't know how long the pit lane. I think it's 20 seconds roughly. I don't think he has enough pace without a safety car to make a pit stop and then catch back up to the likes of Neo and Commenter. Obviously, I mean, anything can happen, but I think they're gonna need another safety car, or at least a VSC, to kind of neglect the time loss that they're inevitably gonna have.
I think they've firmly got to hedge their bets on another SC or VSC, which, given the spins we saw in the sprint, not beyond the realms of possibility. But the trouble with this track is the runoffs are so big that you've got to drop it in just the right place, or you've got to drop it in a big way for your car to end up in the barrier. There's a bit Paul Riccardi. There's a lot of runoff to save you here, which means that we don't get the DNS, which means we don't necessarily get the safety cars that come with them. Safety car, I think, will be in this lap if Dan can catch back up. He was gone onto softs, then gone back onto hards. They're already one lap old. So if Dan catches up here, and it will be very marginal, I think, we could get a safety car in this lap, but I think it might just be too much. He's 30 seconds off the back of the pack. If not, Nathan, we've got another lap of waffle to come.
I mean, if not, he's made a strategy disaster. He started on mediums, so he went to hards, and then pitted on lap 7 to go to 8 on softs, and then back onto hards. I mean, it looks like the safety car's gonna stay out. But that's very okay. Maybe I mean, we know on this game the tires are like, I mean, paper. They get to 30% and they're just dead. So I guess just getting the freshest tires as possible. Obviously, people in front like Gary is on 4 laps compared to Dan's 1 lap hard. So I think just trying to get the freshest tires possible. But I mean, a safety car should stay out unless it's a very late one. But I think Dan's just about, he's just too far behind. So yeah, we do have a lovely one more lap of waffle before we get going. But
we do indeed. Dan reduced the arrears to just 30 seconds to about 8 seconds, and is catching up now just as he crosses the line. But we have got a lap to fill, and let's make it a lap of waffles. Continue the theme of last week. What's your favourite waffle, Nathan?
I don't actually know, because I haven't had a waffle in years. Waffles, apart from potato waffles, I actually love. But in terms of the actual dessert, let's say, waffles isn't really my go-to.
Waffles are nice, but the problem with them is they're so stodgy and doughy that you have half of one and you're absolutely stuffed. You don't need a full waffle, you just need half a waffle. But I agree with you on the potato waffles. Very nice. They're not the superior potato product. That is potato smiley faces.
I was literally just about to say the potato smiley faces are astronomically clear of every other.
I'm going for my weekly shop next week, and as a 23-year-old man living alone, I am fully there to go Morrison's and get some potato smiley faces, because you've put an idea in my head. I've not had them for years, but they're that's going to happen.
Smiley face. As a fellow 23-year-old man, you need potato smiley faces and dino nuggets. That should be your evening meal.
I might do that just for you. I mean, I've not eaten today, so I've not actually had a meal to speak of today. So I'll be going co-op. Other shops are available after the end of this race to pick up possibly some smiley faces if they got some. But let's have a look at Wout on the safety car restart. He's got Packer behind him, not the man who has been in Wout's company for most of this event. That has been Campbell. But Campbell's down in 5th place now after dropping it at turn 15. So when's Wouter going to go? He went between 15 and 16 beforehand. He's gone just on the apex 15. No, he's not gone yet, actually. The camera deceiving us there. Let's have a look. He's going to go on the exit of 16. He goes in the apex. A nice safe bet from Wouter there. He pips the throttle down just as you would in normal life. We've got the sound is mismatched between the pictures and what we're seeing, I think. We've got Campbell Bree fending off the Fleddy into turn 1, but otherwise it's quite a tame restart. Pease is having a look at the back of Ben JS here and actually hits the back of the Williams. I think that's the 3rd time today Pease has come into contact with someone. Cristiano De Mata has died at turn 3, and here comes Pease up the inside of Ben JS. He dispatches the Williams with consummate ease there, picks up P11, and Pease's 15th recovery of the day is well underway there. He's up into 11th place on those fresh mediums. And let's have a look. Is that... Oh, and there's someone's out of shape there. That is a Red Bull of Cohen has died for the 3rd time today, and then dies for the 4th time today. But at turn 6 and then at turn 7, he's plummeting down the field. I'm not sure there's any damage in the pack here there. Nathan, did you see anything in that might enlighten us? As Verstappen's around the outside of Ben JS into turn 9, but can't quite make it stick. Justas disconnects from the session off the first time this game, and Verstappen actually does make it stick on the exit. Great stuff, but he's on the medium tyre, and he'll struggle to make those go to the end, as Brendan's having a look around the outside of Fleddy into 13, and I'm going to stop talking, Nathan.
Well, I mean, in the middle of all that, Commentalist theoretically is leading now. He got past Neo, I think, out of 10-4. And we've seen Ben JS fall through the field as Cristiano De Mata has spun on the softs, interesting. So heating them up nicely. As Brendan got past Fleddy down the pitch straight, interesting. Famous mistake, but yeah, Commentalist way ahead of Neo now. I mean, we saw Ben JS. I mean, he's dropped all the way to 13.
Oh no, we've got PSV Car Mentalist. I'm sorry to come across you, Nathan. This is incendiary stuff when these two come to blows, and Pease makes the Verstappen move into turn 5. But Car Mentalist is going to tuck into the slipstream. Not using the ERS on this lap though. Pease used a lot to defend, but Car Mentalist is running some lower wings, I think, because he's got a good slipstream. There's a Mercedes of Campbell with him there. Car Mentalist is going to have a look in towards turn 6. No, he's not. But Pease goes very deep on the brakes, and Car Mentalist, like he did on Gary, nearly tagging the left rear wheel there. But Car Mentalist doesn't make the move back. Although I think the AlphaTauri is running lower wings there, because it looks like they're gaining a lot in the traction zones. Bree passes Campbell into turn 9. The two Mercedes trading places, and Pease is looking very hungry on the back of this.
Yeah, I think a very manufactured move. Campbell just moving to the side as Justas' ghost car gets passed by Dan. But yeah, Bree up to P5. I guess Campbell may be thinking that Bree is the quicker than Mercedes, but
Campbell's got damage, possibly.
Possibly.
He's been gapped by 7/10.
He might have picked the side pot damage from the Pease incident from earlier. And speaking of that incident, he's all over the back of him, but nowhere to look into turn 1. We just see if Commentus and Pease perform a double exit. I mean, Neo right behind them as well. So yeah, Campbell, he might lose DRS here to Bree. He will, so yeah, it's going to be, as Pease actually lunges it and Campbell lets it go, but no DRS for Campbell, so yeah, Pease will fly away. And yeah, Campbell, I think, might get double overtaking here.
Yes, here comes Car Mentalist past QVR Campbell into the braking zone, and Car Mentalist could even get a double move done here because he's gaining massively on Pease, but can't quite make the move stick. Campbell's going to hang this around the outside of 6, has the inside sideline for 7, but gets pinched against the curb. Campbell's knocked into a half spin. Neo tries to take avoiding action, and in all of that, Brendan is sent on the paintwork there on the inside of turn 8, and they're side by side between Brendan and Neo towards turn 9. Neo's got the outside, he's got the high line, and look at Verstappen in this, trying to come up the inside of Neo. up the inside of the McLaren. He can't make any kind of move this time, but in all of that, Campbell has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. I want to say there, that was horrific. Although Brendan's got a 5-second penalty for overtaking off the track, and if Campbell didn't have damage, he definitely does now, because that Mercedes is shockingly slow.
Yeah, Campbell must be carrying some sort of damage, whether it's side pod or underbody or even front wing damage, and he just didn't want to pit. But yeah, Campbell dropping through the field and his race probably over without a safety car. But yeah, at the front, Walter has checked out 1.5 seconds, showing what pace he does have. But yeah, I mean, without a safety car, I don't see any of these top 5 or even, well, even P's unless he goes to the end. But that would be a mammoth 22 laps, that is, on a set of mediums, as he goes up the inside of Brie up to P5. So yeah, well, we just see what P's does. Maybe he's just trying to get the Mercedes tyres down and then hold on at the end. But yeah, Commenters still theoretically in a net P1 ahead of Neo, and then still somehow ahead of Ben, who's down in P13. As Ben actually gets tagged by Gary.
Yeah, Gary, someone we've not mentioned in this race, and Dan has gone very wide at turn 7, gets a penalty for his misadventures, and looking back at that, we've missed an Pease overtake past Rocco into turn 9. Pease is having to kick on with those mediums and is doing as is required of him. I think Pease must have the Crypto.com award for most overtakes today, because I feel like he's climbed through the field about 18 times. I feel like he's passed everyone and their mother today. Someone who hasn't done that is Gary. Gary's had a couple of poor moments and is languished in the midfield, as he did yesterday, not able to make any kind of progress. And now he's got Justas Company, who is back in the lobby, has been for a few laps, following through there. We've got a yellow flag, someone's died. That is Kuhn. Once again, as Dan comes into the pits, must have damage there. But Car Mentalist, as you said, net leader, 5.8 seconds off the lead. Wouter's going to have to return about 15 seconds when he comes out of the pits, or I'm actually not too sure what the pit loss is. As Car Mentalist on the inside of Brie into turn 5. That's a very late lunge, but Brie was giving with the space, and it's going to be a drag race now towards turn 6. Let's see who can nab the slipstream. Brie is hugging Rocco's slipstream. Now Rocco's giving Carmela some slipstream. Carmela is going to put Rocco between them. It's Ricardo Zonta style as Rocco gets caught there, and Carmela is going to make this move. He cuts across the front of Brie there at turn 6, and there's more contact. Constantine is up. Brendan hit the back of Brie there, I want to say. Neo was caught in that as well. I think Brendan might have some front wing damage, but he's going around the outside of Brie towards turn 9. Perhaps it's Brie that's got the damage. I can't even remember who hit who, but someone's through. It's Brendan. He's in 6th, and Carl Mental is the big winner there in P5.
Yeah, Comments moving up to P5 as Ben still in the theoretical P. Actually saying that, I thought he got overtaken by Justas. Justas must have joined back on the safety car. But yeah, Ben down to P15, which would be, I think, net P5. But yeah, comments list has already got Brendan, obviously Brendan on his mediums, teetering on the DRS window as Justas gets another penalty. People picking up penalties like it's birthday gift bags. But yeah, P's all over the back of J. Cole. Walter has checked out even more, almost Montana-esque. 2.5 seconds clear of the Red Bull driver. I think Walter really showing what kind of pace he has over pretty much the rest of the field. I mean, comments is still, 7 lap pressure tyres and the gap hasn't changed at all. So yeah, Walter really has got the pace here, but I think still needs a stroke of luck to get anything out of the race as Neo goes around Brie and that was weird contact model, or did Neo lose it on traction?
I think Neo had a moment in the middle of the corner. It looked like Neo practically stopped on the apex at 6, and then Brie ended up pushing him around the corner. Brie, in the process of that, lost any semblance of momentum and left himself very vulnerable to Rocco. Ben, Jess and Gary resumed hostilities into turn 9. That's Gary up the inside reclaiming P14, although it is only for minor placings. We have got quite a snaky train here between Verstappen and Campbell at the head of it, the two QVR comrades, and ahead of them Rocco and Brie as well. The head of that group is just strung out a little bit. The main fight I think right now on track is that Campbell Verstappen headed train. They are nose to tail through turn 15. As you said, Wouter has very much run away with this, hasn't he? He's 2 points in, so he's clear of Packer. Although, for as long as Packer's within that 3 seconds, Packer is in with a good shout of jumping Wouter, because they are, of course, on the same strategy. Wouter's going to be absolutely bollocked by his pit stop. He's going to go down to P17 behind Miami, because everyone is just strung together. Wouter could find himself not even finishing in the top 10 here. And Pease has passed J. Cole into turn 7. Just about still, those medium tyres giving good purchase, and Pease up another place there.
Yeah, loving him with Pease as J. Cole using his RS. He's going to come back at the Ferrari driver round the outside into sector 3, and J. Cole straight back ahead of him, although Pease down the inside. He lost it here in the sprint race. Still side by side as we approach the hotel section. Lovely clean driving from both as J. Cole holds it on to Verstappen with a pen, and Pease I think should hold on to it unless J. Cole gets enough purchase for no Pease. Holds on into P3. Ferrari looking good, however, both fit as we say that Walter is into the pits. Starting lap 18. I think this should be set for a set of mediums as J. Cole comes into the pits as well. So yeah, set of... It is medium, so yeah, 11 lap stint for the Ferrari driver, and now, I mean, Walter's just got to push for that. It's got to be 11 quality laps for him, unless there's a safety car for him to get anything out of this race at all.
Yes, Walter's in. It's a bit of a situation like you were in at Imola, Nathan, in LOE, where you led the race comfortably. Then the pit stops, in your case it was the weather rather than the safety car, just didn't work out for you, and you ended up down fighting for, I think, 13th through no fault of your own. And Walter's found himself in a similar predicament now, down in 14th. J. Cole in 15th after running good races up to that point. They'll be wondering how they found themselves behind Miami 4S of people, who I think has just like rocked up and is riding on vibes right now. Down in 13th place, hasn't really been too competitive today. So we got an overtake here, possibly. Brendan chasing Car Mentalist, and Brendan, he's very much in this race still. He has made a pit stop. He's on the mediums like Pease is, but you know, for as long as they don't make that second stop, you've got to assume they're going to try and shit out to the end of the race. On the medium tyres, pardon me, it's not after 9 o'clock yet, I'm not allowed to swear, it's actually 8:13, but Car Mentalist should win this race. 2.4 seconds behind Pete as Packer comes into the pits, and now, with the exception of Neo, no, not Neo, with the exception of nobody, everyone has pitted. Actually, no, Rocco's not pitted. Am I right in saying? Rocco has not pitted, and Campbell as well.
And Campbell, yeah, the only two not to pit. I have been watching Walter is absolutely flying. He came 3 seconds on Pease on that one outlap, so yeah, Walter, he's 12.2 behind Commentalist as Stafford gets past Rocco, but yeah, Walter, obviously with the 3 second time, I'm going to have to gain 15 seconds into the Delta as Justas now gets past the damage-stricken Mercedes. Justas is going to make it 2 on the same straight up the inside of Rocco. Rocco will try and hold it around the outside, however Justas, as Rocco squeezes him out, and Campbell out of all of this may be able to get a double overtake into the slipstream of the Williams, and we did hit the bump there, so a little bit of straight line speed loss, but yeah, Lewis up the inside as Rocco goes very deep, but Campbell makes it a double overtake as Rocco still on the outside
oh my god, that was
contact there.
That was horrific from Rocco. I don't know why on earth Rocco felt I was watching from Rocco, from Gary, and Rocco just sort of left his wing hanging up the inside of Campbell into turn 11. They both come in to make their pit stops.
Rocco's just spun twice in the pit entrance.
I think we caught the end of that there from the high camera angle, but
he went in the pit entrance and lost it on traction, and then lost it again on traction.
Oh dear, that was yeah. I can vividly hear Rocco in my head having a go at Campbell, but I think that was all on Rocco. We've got a yellow flag. That's Kuhn dying for the umpteenth time today.
In the same place.
Yeah, Carl Mentalist is really catching Pease now. Meanwhile, up front. The gap was 2 point something, it's now 1.6. Gaining an absolute treat as the AlphaTauri, dragging Brendan and Neo with him. Neo just not quite on the pace or the ultimate pace of the field today. Wow to watch. Wouter was about 14 seconds behind Pease. It's now 11.5. The progress could it be described as barnstorming, meteoric even from Wouter. And Sector 3 is where those types are really come to throw. But Wouter's problem, Nathan, which is abundantly clear on the minimap, is he's got four cars to pick his way through, and those cars are tripping over each other left, right and centre.
Yeah, certainly as Brendan...
Oh no, is he going to go around the outside, of Ben JS in towards turn 15? He's not, but then he switches back for the inside of 16. Verstappen comes into the pits. Brendan's into the pits. That was chef's kiss. Oh, and in the background there, Miami dropped it out of 16. We just saw on shot. Think he kept it out of the wall just, but yeah, that was interesting line from Miami, and he's now got his teammate Fleddy for company. Yellow flag. Cristiano D'Amata dying at between 13 and 14. And meanwhile, look at Wout here. He's going to nab Gary's P5 on traction. He barely needs the ERS. He's on 3% ERS. He's Wouter, but he doesn't need it. He's ahead of Gary, and I don't think Gary's going to fight this back, is he? Is he going to try it in towards turn 6? He may as well. This is a battle for position, but Gary gets very deep into turn 6. Nothing doing. And he has to worry about, I think, Ben JS from behind there. Wouter now 9.8 off the lead, and Car Mentalist is 1.0.
Yeah, Car Mentalist will be all over the back of Pease for his last day. I mean, we say last 8 laps. It'll probably go fast on the next lap, but I was going to say earlier, I think, well, looking at everybody's ERS, no wonder Ben JS fell so far back. He was on 70 at the start of this lap, he's down to 60. Everybody else was not, there was not one driver over 20% when I looked. So yeah, Ben really, I guess, just saving the tyre, saving the ERS, and maybe going for either a late race charge, or he's just going off the basis that he's seen everybody spin and he's just wanting to keep it clean as Gary now goes off track. So yeah, Ben, I mean, he should get past Gary here because of no DRS for Gary, but yeah, Ben really taking it cautious as well to only 8.5 off of P, 7.9 off of Commentalist. And yeah, Walter on the back of your stats, this should be the easiest overtake that we've seen all night, straight past him. And Walter already back up to P4, and I mean, I think he'll catch the top 3, but with the penalty he might only finish third in this race.
Let's turn our attentions to the lead of this race. Mattis has died at the last corner, but Carmelo is going to try this round the high line, out the outside of turn 9. It was his first opportunity that he got to overtake Pease, couldn't quite take it, hounding that Ferrari through 11 and 12, hustling and hounding. And we've got a retirement at turn 1. That could be a safety car. Car Mentalist gets very out of shape, and it is a full safety car. Just as Car Mentalist was putting the pressure on Pease, safety car comes to the Ferrari's aid, certainly. Pease is in, Car Mentalist is in, Neo's going to be in. Now does Wouter come in, or does Wouter take track position? Sure, his tyres are 4 laps old, and he does stay out. Everyone else comes in for some sticky, fresh, soft tyres. Are we going to see any pit glitches as well? Packer stays out. Packer pitted, was on the same strategy as Wouter, and tyres are 1 lap fresher. So Packer takes P2. Pease, much to Car Mentalist, as I can only assume, irritation, is ahead of the AlphaTauri, now on equal rubber, when Car Mentalist was dead set to take that place on the following lap. And Neo, also now on the same tyre, who's going to close right up as well. Bree has stayed out. Bree's up into P6. Everyone else, Brendan stayed out, Verstappen stayed out. They've gained a little bit as well. Everyone else has pitted for fresh softs. But how do you like your luck if you are a Ferrari driver today? Because that fell into their lap.
Well, almost a complete 360 to what we see in real life with the lovely Ferrari strategies that they decide to employ. But yeah, Walter, I still think I think either Walter or Pease wins this. Obviously both have a penalty. I think it's just 3 seconds. Yeah, just 3 seconds for the both of them. Obviously Justas and Ben with 6 and 9. When did Ben get 9? Anyway, Ben showing why he is the true penalty merchant in LOE. But yeah, I think the best game plan for Ferrari, obviously both drivers, as we both know, want to win each race. And don't care about the team game as much as other teams do. But I think honestly the best way for them will be Pease gets in front, and then Walter does a massive Sergio Perez at Abu Dhabi, and make sure that Pease gets a 3-second gap over the likes of Car Mentalist and Neo.
Got Verstappen into the pit.
Interesting.
Did Verstappen's tyres only 2 laps old? Make that 3 as he crosses the line. There's no wing change.
It's a fresh set.
Was that worth losing this? I know everyone behind him in the media vicinity had penalties, but was that really worth doing? He's now behind Campbell, who is also on fresh tyres, behind Fleddy and J. Cole. Yeah.
I mean, Verstappen tonight hasn't had the outright pace of the likes of Walter or Campbell, but I mean, I guess he's just banking on either carnage or the 1 or 2 lap fresher tyres to prove dividends at the end of the race. But yeah, I mean, dropping what, 8 positions, 7 positions just for 1 lap fresher tyres, is it really worth it? But I mean, I guess we'll see in the end. But yeah, very interesting from Verstappen though.
I don't think we're going to see safety car in this lap, because Rocco is what was about 30 seconds off the pack as he's coming towards turn 5, and based on how Dan caught earlier on, I don't think he'll catch, but he does seem to be a bit closer than Dan was. Maybe we'll get a late call, but I don't think the gap is 16 seconds he needs to make up. That'll come down rapidly, and Rocco's using to catch up. Rocco doesn't want this race or the safety car period to be a lap longer than it needs to be. Round turn 9, what's the interval gap? He's at 9 seconds, like that late. 8, 7, safety car's coming out of turn 14, it's 5 seconds, 4 seconds too late. Safety car in this lap, safety car in this lap. Walter has to back off, and he'll go as late as he can possibly. Will he try and catch Packer napping? Walter, our race leader, is on the oldest tyres, the slowest tyres of the pack, and he leads them across the line to start lap 25. We've got 5 laps to go. Brendan steals a place off P6, off Brie on the line and on the soft tyres. He's going to make that move nice and quickly. Justas tried to follow him through, got out of shape on the exit of turn 1. That's left Ben JS having a look at the back of that Alpine, who is porpoising away with his lag all the way over that track. Justas going to have a second attempt into turn 5, late on Brie, just as Car Mentalist did on the previous stint, and makes the move into 7th place. Justas is through. Car Mentalist using down the straight now towards Pease. Walter hasn't managed to gap Packer by much at all. Car Mentalist pulls out to have a look, but Pease covers them off just late enough. And we've got a side-by-side there between Ben DS and Brie, still going at it through 6, through 7, in towards 8 now. Gary's followed through on Ben JS. Ben JS has had a horrific first lap, 3 places lost. And Rocco is passing Miami there. Miami's just letting them all go, I think. Not in them. Oh no, and Miami's been wiped out of the race by Verstappen. That was fun. And we've got a full safety car. It was fate that Verstappen came into the pits, because that was entertaining. That looked like Verstappen just gave a big middle finger to Miami. Was like, no, you're not having that.
Poor Miami, he's had an absolutely shocking evening. I mean, I don't think we should see anybody pit, unless they're right at the back. Oh, okay, Ben's pitting, and Rocket, both the the Williams are double stacking, Kuhn's in and Verstappen's in, but yeah. I mean, yeah, poor Miami. His sprint race was horrible. Quali, I think he was P13, but yeah, sprint race and the feature have been very unlucky for Miami, and yeah, it's ended in a swift just slap. I mean, you can't really call it anything else. But yeah, I'm a safety car. This is giving flashbacks to the real life 2021 season. But yeah, we'll have probably. I don't think they'll
laps.
Yeah, it'll be 2 laps.
Even if they did catch, I don't think it's at the threshold where it'll force the game will force safety car in. I think it's 2 laps is the requisite. I think 3 laps.
At least it's not Michael Massey on the FIA today.
No, we've got a machine instead, which is much more reliable.
You know, who would we rather, Codemasters or Michael Massey? Who would I mean, I might almost go for Michael Massey.
That's like giving me a choice between an evening with Jimmy Savile and an evening with Prince Andrew, to be honest. But
anyway.
Probably not. I mean, Jimmy Savile is significantly worse. Obviously, he's the Michael Massey in this situation.
And they should be with a Prince.
Yes, not the Prince of Pop. That is Prince. Inevitably in name inferior to the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, R.I.P. King. We've got a lap of safety car action to go. So Nathan, what is your favourite Pringle?
What's the green one?
The sour cream and onion. You are a man. I would like to be my friend
Rocco's
because the man's got taste. Rocco makes his 5th pit stop of the day. In LOE General, They Hate Melty's asking to join Relentless.
Oh, big
thoughts?
league racing community shocking news there that we will report because we commentate in LOE.
Yes.
Quote from the king. Big up Vietfield. But yes,
big up Batefield. We don't have any.
We miss you, King.
Yes. We don't have any TF drivers, so we can't talk about Shizou today.
What we can talk about though is QVR Gary and how weird that looks and sounds.
Yeah, I didn't even know if he was using the QVR tag.
Yes, he actually has used the Q after all those years. He actually has put that on his car.
You just want to take a screenshot of that and send it as a postcard to Gary back in 2020, and he was at the height of his rivalry with Cookie. Yeah, he'll think, what have I become? But you know, there we are. XL is no more. Their drivers have gone their separate way. Safety car in this lap. 2 laps to go, which at least is more than 1 lap for the Michael Masseys amongst you. Right, Wouter now has 9-lap-old tyres, and the safety car will have put a little bit of wear on everyone's tyres, so it might have taken Packer nearly hitting the back of Wouter there. May have taken the sting out of some of these softs, particularly Brendan, who's on 6-lap-old softs. Pease, Carmelis on 4-lap softs. I'd say this ruins any chance Pease has probably of gapping Car Mentalist.
Bold prediction: Neo wins this.
Neo wins this. That is a certified Nathan prediction. When is Wouter going to go for the 3rd time or 4th time today? I think he's having to negotiate a safety car restart. He's not gone yet, and he's going to drop it out of the last corner. He's gone quite late, but he's underway now, and he's backed Packer right into the clutches of his teammate Ariel Pease. No overtakes going, I can see on the restart. J. Cole's quite close to the back of Gary there, but otherwise everyone filters through. Bree's been dropped on those mediums by almost a second already, and is Pease going to send this into turn 5? He needs to if he wants to have any chance of gapping Car Mentalist, and he does. That was the move that Pease needed, and he's made it stick, and Car Mentalist is going to try and have a look at the back of Packer as well. They're all burning their ERS away down straight. They don't need to keep it for too long. There's only 2 laps of racing to come. Here comes QVR Car Mentalist, the Car Mentalist, up the back of QVR Packer, down the outside of turn 6. Packer's got the inside line. He's going to cover Car Mentalist off. He's compromised a little bit through 7 and into 8, but parks his car right on the inside of turn 8 there, and that's going to leave Car Mentalist spitting feathers a little bit, but Car Mentalist is all on the overtake round the outside of turn 9, and those softs going to give enough for the AlphaTauri driver against Packer. Can we get a nice camera angle, please? Carmenlis is still behind the Red Bull as we come through turns 10, 11, into 12. And it's single file through here. We've got a death. That is QBR Cam on the exit of turn 9, but still going. And let's have a look at gap to leader, because that is the big one. Wouter's gap ahead of Packer 1 second, and he needs another 2 to hang on to this race victory. It's still heading the way of, well, QBR Packer right now. Packer versus Car Mentalist. It's not just a battle for P3, that's the battle for the win, Nathan.
Yeah, Packer holding on those 10-lap on mediums. Ferrari have, well, I think we guessed it perfectly. They haven't done the team game on both P's. Is all over the back of Walter. Verstappen with another penalty. Comments this is going to have probably 2 more overtaking opportunities unless he sends something in sector 3 as Justas. Obviously with penalties on the inside of Neo, as comments this using his ERS. He's got a little bit less ERS than Packer. Into the chicane we go. He's going to go to the inside. Dives it. Packer very late on the brakes. Packer is just going to hold on, but comments this with the old switcheroo, and it's going to be a drag race to sector 3. But yeah, Packer, they're backing wheels, but Packer with the more ERS, he's going to keep it.
Packer has got more ERS indeed. Comments is going to try to switch back to the inside and hits the back of the Red Bull there into 9. Is he going to try and force a move into 12? That's the other opportunity. He's going to be a late lunge up the inside here. This is for the win of this race. Comments has to look, but Packer parks his car in the middle of the track. Exactly what he needed to do. The Ferraris have not got away like they need to do. Comments has a big moment coming out of 14. Justas is watching this. Justas going to have a move into the final corner. Justas is, but can't quite do it. Pease crosses the line and wins on track, but it's going to be QBR Packer that wins this race. The Car Mentalist is second, Pease third, Neo fourth, Wouter drops to 5th, and Nathan Packer, unexpectedly so, from very early on in that race, takes the win in Abu Dhabi. I can't say I saw that one coming 15 laps ago.
Definitely not. Obviously, I think Packer was one of the ones that got affected by the safety car. I mean, very surprisingly, Pease held on to 3rd, even with the penalty, which just shows how much the Red Bull and the AlphaTauri were holding up the rest of the grid. But yeah, Packer, I mean, he said after Australia that he got robbed of a win. So, yeah, I guess this is kind of, I mean, P16 to P1. Yeah, very impressive drive from the Red Bull driver.
It was, and the defence from Packer on the last lap, it was on the edge, but ultimately it was fair, and it was great racing between himself and Car Mentalist. So that is your top 3. It's Packer, Car Mentalist, Pease. In the end, Wouter ends up 5th. That penalty was extremely costly. Neo takes 4th, so your prediction, Nathan, didn't quite come true, but we did get an unexpected winner all the same. Bree takes 6th place from 14th on the grid. J. Cole finishes 7th. Fleddy is 12th. Brendan is 9th. Not 12th. Fleddy takes 8th. He started 12th. Brendan is 9th. Gary rounds out the top 10, and then it's Kuhn somehow ends up in 11th place despite spinning about 5 times, and that's not an exaggeration. Rocco 12th, Campbell 13th, then Justas, Verstappen, Ben JS, Miami, The Matter, and Dan did not finish those last 3. Justas was in P7, I want to say, at the end there, and then spun across the line and ended up not really taking anything. But the highlight of that, Nathan, has to be, hands down, Verstappen and Miami.
Yes. That was a very sudden, let's say, retirement from Miami. But yeah, it was quite a fun race. I mean, there was a lot more bottles that we saw here than from Jeddah. But I guess how, let's say, the nature of the track is, kind of brings across more bottles than would have been expected.
Car Mentalist says, love being driven into in a straight line, so I can only assume, based on Gary's response, that was a grievance with QVR Packer. Got anything else exciting? Pease, I think, is gunning for a penalty removal, which would win him the race. Miami and Verstappen don't even understand their own contact, let alone us understanding it. But that was fun. That was fun. I mean, we'll end the stream there because a man hasn't eaten today. Literally, all I've eaten is a double-decker.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, lovely indeed. So I need to get some scran. Congratulations to Packer, to who else was it? Car Mentalist and Peas. I've already forgotten. Such was how memorable that race was. We'll see you next week. And suspenseful pause, because I didn't actually look what the format is next week. Calendar. There we go. I feel like an old person. 21st of August. Format A. So we're back to 50% qualifying and 50% race, short qualifying. Normal league rules apply. So that'll be fun. Hopefully, Nathan, you'll be back in the Alpine next week, I hope.
I do hope so. Although we do have in 2 weeks' time the first of 2 reversed grid 100% races.
And immediately I regret volunteering to commentate this week. Thank you for Nathan for hopping in the com box. Thank you. There's no bother. You saved me from myself. We'll see you next week, or I will, probably with Old School 3000, for some more TRC action. Hopefully we'll start on time for a change. Until then, thank